Hello, it's Deborah Richards from Maddisons here again. Well, last time we were talking about things to think about as you're thinking of listing your property. But now let's say you've decided to go to market with your property. And what is one of the most important things that I think you should get right? Well, it's the presentation of your property, be that on the internet listing or at the viewings. Did you know that when people put into Rightmove, buyers, they go onto Rightmove and they say, hello Rightmove, this is what I'm looking for, this is my budget, this is where I want to be, this is how many bedrooms I need. Rightmove will splurge back a load of results to them. And they will click through to look at in more detail about 7% of what Rightmove chucks back. They'll spend about 1.3 seconds looking at that headline picture and thinking, does that interest me? Now, of course, lots of agents lead with the front shot, but now on Rightmove you have two other shots shown as well, internal shots. And it's really important that those shots grab your buyer's attention, make them want to click through in detail to look at your property more and understand more about it. So what can you do to get that right? Well, staging. It's a huge concept in Australia. In Australia, you could have the best house on the road. You could be an interior designer yourself, and you would still have your property professionally staged for sale. They understand that staging is about making your property look most appealing to your target buyer. And you might not be your target buyer, or your style might be too personal. And also you're not the best one to judge your own property. So in Australia, staging is huge. But in this country, we have a bit of a reluctant relationship with it. It's something I'm absolutely passionate about. When I first set up Maddisons, I used to renovate properties. I used to do them up, turn them, sell them on for a profit. I had a proper job as well. That was my kind of off the side of the desk job. And one thing that drove me mad was estate agents I felt never gave proactive advice to say to you, if you did this, this would be better. So it's something I'm very passionate about. And because of that, I employ my lovely Lisa, who is my internal stager. So she will go round to properties that just need a little bit of help, assistance in decluttering, putting cushions in the right place, plants where they should be, flowers, dressing the property so it looks as good as it possibly can. It's part of the service you get with Maddisons. There's no charge for that, because I understand that if Lisa invests that time, the photos will be better, and then the sellers understand what they have to do for the viewings, and the viewings will be better. So it's a good investment for me. I will sell quicker and get you a better price, which means we're all happy. So yeah, Lisa is excellent in my team and perfect for that. But what if you need a bit more help than that? What if you have an empty property, or a property that kind of needs a lot more attention? Well, then I work with the lovely Caroline Pickering of Style My Home. Now, Caroline is brilliant. If you've got an empty property, she can hire furniture in, dress it, stage it, and make it look fabulous. And you're seeing now some examples of properties that Caroline has done with me. Her product is beautiful, absolutely stunning. And we have a 100% success rate, almost. There's one property that got away, but I don't think I was quite given long enough by my sellers to sell it. It was a bit of a tough time, tough market. But we have a 100% success rate, working together now for almost 10 years of staging properties for sale with these beautiful properties that you can see. Two I want to talk about: Perros in France, a lovely new build, been on the market for a long time with another agent, but it was about defining the space for a buyer, that one. It was a big open plan area, and buyers needed to understand how they could make it their own, and how they could live in it and function. And Caroline did that. She zoned it for them. And these pictures you're seeing now of Perros, it sold really quickly after we had it professionally staged. No problem at all, because it was always a great house, but buyers needed a bit of help visioning how they could be there. And what about this one, Birch Tree Cottage? One of my very loyal clients, the seller of this property has now become. This was my first sale I did with him, referred by the lovely Melissa, who owns Lumiere on the High Street. Thank you, Melissa. Was referred to this seller, and yeah, he basically was selling a property that he'd renovated on a very, very busy road. The road noise was extreme. He'd been with another agent. They'd suggested putting soundproof fencing up and doing a price drop. I said, no, you need to put sofas and cushions in. I think he thought I was mad. But the reality is soft furnishings will soften a property, make it less echoey, and also they divert the buyer. They stop them listening to the road and looking instead at the beautiful surroundings. And that one sold very quickly with no price drop, got almost its asking price. So yeah, that seller has become a very, very loyal client of Maddisons now, and thank you to who he knows that is for all your support. But of course that costs money, and what if you can't afford that, to have that professionally staged? Well, one sort of midway option is to have your furniture CGI'd in, computer generated imagery. We have all our photos tweaked before we go to market. We use a great company called Dr. Photo, and they tweak and enhance our photos and make them look lovely. We're not allowed to misrepresent, so there's nothing illegal that we do. We just add in some blue sky or remove a bin from the front or something like that. But sometimes we go a step further and we CGI our furniture in. And the properties you're seeing here now, none of this stuff was really there. Obviously, when you're doing the viewing, the buyer's going to see that it's an empty property still, so you've still got to work a bit harder as an agent to sell that vision. But we then have pictures of the staged rooms in our pack to show what it looked like, and of course it just wins more internet attention. You just get a higher click-through rate. So once again, that's quite a nice affordable option if people can't afford to go to full staging, just to be a nice measure to get you more viewings, which we can then hopefully convert. So if you think that's of interest and you want to sort of get your house ready and don't want to professionally stage it, then what I would advise to you is take a picture of each room with your phone or an iPad and look at it away from the room. You will then see all the things that are jumping out that shouldn't be there. Declutter, pare back. Don't make it feel like a home that no one lives in, though. It needs to feel like a home. But just remove all that everyday clutter of life. They don't want to see all the everyday stuff going on. Pare it right back. Think show home. Think hotel room when you walk in there. Show house of the developers. Go and see the big developers and their show homes. Get inspiration. Because if you want to take control of this yourself, it's a really rewarding, fulfilling experience to do. You have a good declutter before you move. And then so you sort out stuff anyway, and then you have a better product to go to market. At Maddisons, we'd always send around Lisa to give it a final zhuzh and have those photos enhanced. But there's lots that you can do to get ready. I cannot stress how important presenting your property for sale is. It's the fundamental thing you have got to get right at the beginning to get people through the door, to give us agents a chance to convert into viewing, into off viewings and then offers. So I hope that's been of help. I look forward to seeing you next time. And of course, if anyone would like to discuss anything, give me a call. Bye-bye.